Hi everyone. So here we are on day 3 and we are here to do our 5 daily questions for the exam preparation for 1Z0-071. So I have already sent you with no answer and you must be trying it, and we will discuss the 5 questions. Let me share my screen and we'll go from there. Okay, so we are preparing for Oracle Database Certified SQL Associate Credential or SQL Associate Certification, and the questions for today. If you see the topic, we have been working on the set operators, we are working on order by, and couple of other topics together. So we are looking at the questions and we want to reverse engineer and see the method how we can resolve this question on exam. If similar question comes, like how we can go with the strategy and what are the basic rules or some tips and tricks which we can apply in the exam to get the exam done faster. Okay, so today's topic again has most of these questions are on union operators, which are set operators we call. So those are union, union all, intersect, and minus. So on yesterday topic, I have given some information at the bottom for the reference. So same way over here, if you go at the bottom, you have this information. So again, it is consolidated, couple of more pointers over here. You can go through these rules or these pointers for union, intersect, minus. If it doesn't make sense, get back to me. I will go through the questions so that way we will correlate with the information which is listed at the bottom. So, but to summarize, like all of you, whenever you look at like a union, intersect, minus, so those are the individual queries. And then we combine the result using union, intersect, minus, or union all. Union, intersect, minus, they always eliminate the duplicate. Union all is the only operator which doesn't eliminate the duplicate. And also it doesn't order actually. Rest of all, if you write the order by clause at the bottom, it will order by with the first column of the first select statement. You do not write individual order by clauses. So another rule which you can think of and always remember, like the number of columns in each select statement, they should match, and the data type, they can call it as data type or data type group, they should match. Individual columns, so first column in the first query, first column in the second query, second column in the first query, second column in the second query, that way. So even you have multiple queries, you have to make sure those matches. If the names need not be same, the data, as we said, the data type should be same. At the same time, if we don't have anything in the second table of the same data type or which can match with that column list or the data type list, we can always have we can use our conversion functions and have a placeholder over there. So that's what one of the thing which we have seen in the review material. Also, you have an example in there. So let's just go to the questions. The first question says that which is the default column or column sorting output from the compound queries using the set operator such as intersect in the SQL statement. So in the set, when we use the set operators, those individual queries are called as compound queries. And you will see this keyword used or this word used whenever they are referencing the set operators especially. So in this, like the sorting order, again, this one we have done it before. So, and we know the rule also, it is always the first query, first column, according to that, it will be like sorted. So the first number of voucher to column in the last select, no, it's always the first select. The first column in the first select, this actually is the right answer, and this you should know from yesterday's practice also. But let's just go through the other answers. The first column in the last select, no. The first voucher to, no. The first number in the first, it doesn't matter. It can be a voucher to a number. If it's the first column of the first selects, that is taken for ordering. Okay, so over here, rest of all is rejection. If I find this B, if I read this B and I know for sure this is the answer, I will not waste my time reading other answers also, because this is the right answer and this is the rule. And through the practice, you would remember this. And I would not read other options also, just to save a little bit of time there. The next question is which two statements are true regarding union, intersect, minus? So you will get this type of question in permutation of union, intersect, minus, union, union all, or union like just union and intersect, any of those combinations. But try to just understand the basic rules and look at the questions. Right now we are going more questions oriented, and if you are looking at question, you just try to make sense only for that question. Don't worry about, like, the whole topic, whole practice and everything. Just focus on that question right now and see if it makes sense, the answer makes sense, the information which I'm giving at the bottom, just to reference it, does that make sense? So in this is a straightforward question, and I would say the first question here, second question here, these are the type of the questions. They should take less than 10 seconds, because if similar question, maximum 15 seconds, maximum 30 seconds, because if you have used this before and you have practiced this before, and when the question is that small in the length, the answer you should give it as soon as possible. And these are usually the scoring questions. Uh, Usually your exam is going to have long questions. Okay, so some of these questions, in between these questions, will be the small questions which are time savers. The long questions, you at least need to go through the whole question, or at least the strategy which we apply is we read actually the last line, like what exactly they're looking for, what they are asking, or we read the options also sometimes, so that we can decide if we want to read the whole, all the select statements or all the queries or not. Okay, so that's our strategy. But the smaller questions are always the faster questions. So over here, the number of columns selected in each select must match, statement must be identical. Yes, the number of columns, the data type of columns, and the data type of the columns. Okay, number means, like, suppose 3 columns are selected, so second also 3 columns are selected. The column names need not be same, but the data type should match. That is the rule. The output is sorted by the union all. No, you know that the output is sorted by what? The duplicates are eliminated automatic. Union all is the only one which doesn't eliminate the duplicate. Nulls are not ignored during the duplicate. No, yes, nulls are not ignored, which is right. But if it was written nulls are ignored, then it was wrong. The name of the column selected in each select statement must match. No, it did not match. So if we go over here, this is a good question, because it at least says that select any two. So you don't get confused. The first right, this is rejection, rejection, actually rejection. You straightforward 3 complete rejections are there. So remaining 2 are your answers. So let's just go to the next question. So now the next question is a type of a question, little bit a longer question. You can see that, like, they have given the description of the table. Then they have asked actually the statement, like the criteria. So this is almost similar like our activity guides, like where we say that, okay, list this, list this. So these are like an activity guide kind of a question. And only the thing in activity guide, we go to our environment and we try to solve that query. But over here, they have given you multiple answers. So now your job is to select the right answer. So because of which I always tell you that get your eyes used to looking at this question. You will type it, you will see the result, that is one thing. But still, if you see the result and then you mark this, yes, this is the answer, your eyes will not get used to it. So your effort should be looking at the question without trying. If you can if you can guess the answer, right answer, okay, and then you're getting the answer sheet, so you will be able to cross check your answer. But over here now the statement is completely written. You need to just choose any two queries which can fulfill the criteria. So because it's on the criteria, we need to read the criteria, okay, because then we can, in our mind, we can create a condition for it. So this is the book table. It's okay, like you know the columns and data types. The book titles of the book purchase before January 17 January 2007. So there is some date involved, and costing less than 500 or more than 1000. Sort the titles by the date of purchase. Okay, so which is this date of purchase, starting with the most recent purchase. Okay, so most recent purchase is what most recent is going to be, ascending or descending. Most recent is obviously going to be descending. Okay, so there is a very good clue over here. When you are looking at these query select statement, the answers. So the first thing, the answers which you should reject are the one which are going to use an ascending order, because it is clearly written it is the descending order needed for the date of purchase. Okay, purchase date. So this is one thing which I can think of. Okay, ascending is not there. So that is one way I can eliminate those queries. And the second is like over here, it's kind of 500. The cost should be less than 500 or more than 1000. So over here, one thing you need to clearly remember, when they clearly say less than and more than, then it is not inclusive. So for inclusive, there is another operator which we use in between. So if we want 500, between 500 and 1000, then it's going to be 500 and 501 and 999 and 1000. So if we need that cost range, then it's going to be a between operator. So this is going to be like it's going to be the combination of arithmetic operator, where we are going to use less than and greater than. And also because there are two conditions, we used to use our logical operators, which is and, or not. In this case, it's clearly written or, one of that. So it's or is written in the query itself, in the requirement itself. So I would go for or. So before even looking at the answer in these type of queries, I'm just going to have in my mind that I need to do this. Then I go, and because see, if I start reading these queries, then it will take too much time. But if I just have read the criteria and keep something in my mind is good. So now sometimes if you're not good in keeping in the mind, then on exam they have, like when you start the exam, you will have a paint, kind of like the paint brush, like where you can type and all. So that like a notepad kind of a thing can be popped up, and on that you can make your notes if needed. Okay, so over here I'll go here. So this is having a purchase date descending. This is my one of my candidate. This is order by purchase date. By default order is this ascending, so this is gone. Choice B is gone. In the choice C, it's clearly written ascending. Choice C is gone. Select book. This is I hope this is like descending order. So descending A, it is written. If it's not a spelling mistake, it's okay. But I'm thinking that okay, this is what they have written, descending DESC, but they have added A for whatever the reason. So this also choice is gone. Okay, so if these three choices are gone, actually only I'm left with the two answers. Just think about it, I'm left with the two answers. Okay, but thinking that this was not the case, then there would be a little bit confusion. Okay, so I would actually select this because this looks right if that one mistake was not there. So let's just reject these three. So other two, you can just go and select when you exactly know three are rejected. But let's just try to understand why we are selecting the other two. It is select book title from books, where we have to focus on the where criteria and the order by criteria. So order by looks okay in both the cases. Purchase date descending order, it clearly says that. And over here, the condition is the price it has to be less than 500 and greater than 1000. So what I said, the when we use between, it is going to be 500, 501 inclusive until 1000. So we are using a not operator in front of between. So everything other than whatever in that between set, everything other than that. So this also actually uh, meets the criteria of the query, or this meets the criteria. So over here, because there is a lot of spelling mistake in this answer, so it should be actually like this: price less than 500 or price less than 1000. So the column name is repeated and you have this or clause this way. Also, there is another spelling mistake is like for the date, the quote is missing instead of quote, like, both the side quotes is missing. So you see this query, the answer, this looks much cleaner, less than 500 or greater than 1000. And also like you have over here, okay, so sorry, so answer D, another reason to reject is like over here this column is not repeated, so it is going to give an error at the where clause. But if I add a column here, then that will be a good query without this. Okay, so let's just, anyway we rejected these three, but I wanted to mention this, I did not see before, is like the when we have a and or not and we write a query, the column name we have to repeat. So price less than 500, like the way price greater than 1000. So over here was a spelling mistake. Also around the date, this way the quotes should be there, so that if we fix it, this and this is the right answer. Okay. So if this type of question is coming on the exam, obviously they will not have this kind of spelling mistakes. So because I don't want you to get confused, so now you know what were the mistake and why those answers are right. So this is the strategy for the questions which they are asked on the criteria basis. Okay, so and this is considered a longer question. You can see this could be a full page question. Okay, so now again we have the last two here, which are very short questions. Which true are true about the SQL statements in the set operator, such as union? It's the same question, but different options are given. Okay, so again, the data type of each column, they should be matching exactly that. Yes, that, let's just see the wrong ones. Okay, the data type of each column returned in the second query, the whatever the result written, it is implicitly convertible. Implicitly means what? Automatically convertible. No, it is not automatically convertible. We need to use the like if it's not matching, we use the like to char or to date to convert it, or to number to convert it. We use the conversion function, single row conversion functions, to get it to the right data type of the column which is in the whatever that second column data type group is there. Okay, the names and numbers of the columns must be identical. No, names should not be identical. Name can be anything. The data type should be same. Okay, a number of columns should be same. Number of columns in the query, the data type of the query, but names of the column can be anything. So those are rejected. The data type group of each column returned in the second query must match the data type group of the corresponding column written in the first query. So over here, like the column data type should match, but this is sounding confusing. But return data type, that's what it is saying. So because of that, it is not selected. Let's just see why this is selected. The number but not the names of the column must be identical for all. This is like little bit more closer. Okay, so this is another question for your union intersect minus, the small question. And here also, like which two statements are true, again a similar question. So now you have got between yesterday and today a lot of questions which are on union intersect minus. And this topic you should read in the book also. It's a very small topic, and these things, if you can read it, like these rules, you read it, and if you don't understand any of these, just get back to me, ask me, like you can put it on the chat, or you can ask in the support call, so that I can explain you. And let's just finish the last one. The queries using the set operators do not perform implicit conversion, which is right. The character column of different length is used to, then varchar 2 is written with the maximum length, which is true. An expression in the first select must have column aliases. There is no rule like that. It should have an alias. All set operators are valid for all the data types. No, this is not true. There is like this, like the data type LOB, binary and all, like, so we need to see the restrictions, but I did not see any of that detailed question anywhere yet. The query containing the multiple set operator, the intersect always takes the precedence. No, all the set operators, they have equal precedence. Only the thing, if you want intersect to get the precedence, you put it in the parenthesis. That's the only thing you can do. So this is your fifth question. I hope the information which I have written over here, it's going to add value or give you more information about the set operators. I think we should not have, like we might have or not, I don't know, because I'm trying to gather together similar topic as much as possible, but there are some exam objectives, they combine it. So it depends on like what type of sample questions we will come across in future days. But for now, this is good, like the union, intersect, minus, and union all. This is the topic which we are trying to get out of the way. So try to just focus on yesterday's, today's, and see how you can try to relate it with the question and the answer which is given. So with that, we'll end today's session and see you all tomorrow. Thank you.